Alright, welcome to the defense replays. Hello, hi. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick overview of what I've been up to in defense. Let's look at a couple of things first. I wanted to just go over some of the units that I found in Binding Blade, Binding Worlds. This is a cool kit, but still, this unit needs a refine, I think. Underwhelming when they came out, still underwhelming at this current day and age. The thing about Dagger, Mythic Dagger, is that I just never really use her in any game modes, so there's really no reason to pick her up, although I really like her kit. And then this Alm just would complete my my Brave Alm. Very decent build, and Potent, I think, is a good addition to his kit. Kind of weird that he just doesn't do any damage these days. I don't understand it. Like, even with the Dragon Effectiveness, you'll see 99 and it gets rolled down to like 0, which is absolutely crazy. And then there's this Hilda. I think this is pretty decent, but I mean, her weapon is kind of mid. I'd really just be getting her for the Dragon Flowers. I already have one at +10. I just don't know what to do with her because her weapon is just not that great. I keep getting this Ninjurin. I think she's probably going to have a cracked refine because of what Brave effects, Ninja, Brave unit. I think there's works that she'll probably do in the future. So it's probably worth it to pick up, for the Dragon Flowers and everything. But I'm going to hold off right now because I really think that this Micaiah is going to get a fantastic refine. Just looking at what they've done with Bridal Micaiah, all the other Micaiahs that we've gotten to this point, there is no way that Legendary Micaiah doesn't get a fantastic refine. And I'm thinking that I'm probably going to pick this up because Dragon Flowers, and also this is a pretty decent kit. Mine is Rocking Base Kit on Merge. That's a Merge as well, so it's no reason not to. Daedra, I don't think she's going to get a good refine. Like, currently right now, she suffers in terms of damage output, and I don't see that changing. Shield Fighter, I don't think that's something that she'll ever be able to get through. I do like Claude, but I'm kind of feeling the Micaiah more. If I hadn't seen Micaiah, I probably would have picked up this Claude because I don't use my Legendary Claude currently, so it'd be cool just to have one to use. And then I would like the skills that this Ephraim has, but I can probably do it on my own. And then that's pretty much all that I got. Still a long ways for me to go in terms of, picking stuff up. My Merida, I'm going to invest into my Merida by myself because she's already +10 and fully invested. It's just, I don't know what direction to go with her build until they release that B skill that infantry units need. That there has to be some type of speed-based version of the Goose Friend that's coming for infantry god swords, and that's really what she needs, and I can't really do much with her, or I'm not going to do much with her until that comes out. It's just no point in building her in a specific direction without it. This is the defense. I do not like it. It did fairly well. That being said, I'm just not interested in it. It's more of a build out of necessity than an actual good defense. I am very impressed with this Layla though in terms of her B skill. I think the undefended is pretty sneaky to put into her B skill. Her B skill has a ton of stuff, so to throw the undefended in there, I think that was actually a fantastic way to make her future-proof. I really like that, and it actually is the fulcrum or the most important part of this defense. I really would love to find a spot for Freyr because it frees me up from eating a lot of the debuffs that I'm currently eating, but Micaiah does offensive debuffs as well, or she impacts the opposing team as well, and I feel like that's just like way more valuable than only doing one thing, and that's kind of the box that I've put Freyr in, and that's kind of unfortunate because to say that Freyr only does one thing feels disingenuous because he's so versatile. The problem is this map isn't very favorable or considerate to cav units, and I picked it specifically for that reason because of the layout that I was going for. It's really just hoping that the opponent tries to tank the team and not hit and run with calves, but that's never a guarantee. Look at this Nagi. Just completely, like, there's nothing about the base Nagi here still. But, I mean, she's a mythic, so, you know, might as well find a way to use her. As I said, a lot of people are going with Near Stave Neathauger, which I think is a fairly decent option. It's just that Sita is going to eat her for breakfast. So, yeah, I saw that quite a bit this week. I don't know, maybe they had both options and just decided to go this route because they knew what Layla could do, and I don't blame them for that. But yeah, Layla's here, plus Sedith, plus Sita. Sedith as well is one of the key components of this defense because, yeah, big numbers, actual damage. Without Sedith, I don't actually do damage in a lot of the combats here, and he's also here just to make sure that I don't get outsped. Fjorm and stuff, you don't need to see this. Micaiah loses. Yeah, so yeah, Sedith is a big contributor to this defensive build. I would like for there to be a ranged version of Sedith, or at least if you're gonna release an ult for like Gatekeeper, make him be Sedith, but better. He doesn't need to do damage. That's why I say Gatekeeper, because typically Gatekeeper doesn't do a ton of damage, so I'd be fine with that. But if he could offer as much support as Sedith does, I'd be like totally down for that, because Sedith, I feel like, is almost mandatory for defenses now. It was either this or run a Catcher Ball, and I did not want to go that route because Catria herself is just not the greatest, as I'm sure that you are all aware, in terms of combat output. Yeah, it just made sense to go with Sedith because he offers way more than Catria would. If we get a ranged unit that can, or rather another one that has triangle attack, because we already have Hater, the mythic, but if we get another one that we can actually use on defense, then, you know, we could probably start talking about like building another or a new version of the Catria Ball. But for now, Catria, Cordelia, Thea, they're just not it. They don't do enough to actually make it matter. So yeah, this is a matchup against Ike. The reason here, or you're gonna see the reason as to, well, I don't have a plus 10 Ike for one to test against, so I was really just hoping it would work out in my favor. Typically he's not able to defeat Sita if she's running like Godlight Reflex. Well, no, the A skill is what matters. Excel, she can typically live the Great Ether if she has Excel. The problem here is Guard is going to be happening with Hater here, and Sita is just not able to do very well into Guard. So I was really hoping Micaiah would, you know, do the Maiden Solace thing, which is the reason why I gave her or I didn't unequip that skill, but she's just been flying around and doing it to everyone except Sita. Because if Sita is able to hit the special here, she definitely takes out Ike, because Hardy Bearing, and she does a lot more damage on the second hit. But yeah, because Micaiah is not using her rally support on Sita, it just, the Guard, I can't get past the Guard. I mean, I could have built Sita with Tempo or that other C skill that gives her a pulse up, but looking at the matchups that she was going to match into, this was giving her the extra damage from odd wave attack was the better option, as well as the healing as well. But yeah, Layla dying there, to be expected. I say that I was very impressed with Layla in terms of just her nuking capabilities and the fact that she can actually outspeed Fjorm. I found that to be very, very impressive. Which is why I was saying that Fjorm is already starting to fall off, because she's already losing the speed check. Who is it that we just got? Shez, the new Shez, pretty much outspeeds her with base kit. So if you're not running Hardy Baron on Fjorm, I highly recommend that you start running Hardy Baron on Fjorm. And then even in that case, you know, people are just going to start running Miracle. So I guess do what you want to do. It doesn't matter, I guess. But yeah, Shez, very fast. Layla, also very fast. I was surprised by how fast she actually is. And Fjorm is in danger of just getting outsped. I don't know if we're going to get more fast nukes as we go forward, but I think what might happen is that, well, I was saying that my speculation is that they're going to go the healer route and give us some more healers that are kind of like Hortensia, but either side grades or better. That's like what I'm hoping happens. But if they just give us flat out nukes, then, you know, I don't see Fjorm lasting very long because she won't be able to keep up with the speed creep, which is kind of the same thing that happened to Ascended Fjorm. She started to just lose out on the speed check. Shield Fighter does help out with that a ton, but yeah, getting quadded is never great. And that's probably what's going to happen to her in a bit. This was actually really smart play here in terms of just getting in and getting out. Very patient, very strategic in terms of, you know, how they approached my defense here. So no complaints about this one. But as you see here, Fjorm just being overly aggressive as always. She loves to attack, and we get the KO there. And that, I think, if I remember correctly, that one was enough for them to surrender. But they had a really good opportunity to win this one. Again, this defense is really just hoping that the opponent actually tries to tank it. That's one of the things that I mentioned before. There has to be like a surprise in your defense. And Fjorm getting all the way down there. Also, for Mortis can get down there as well, but Fjorm being able to get all the way down there is a big surprise for the defensive build here. And then also the damage that Sita does, as well as Layla, it's just a lot of times surprising for, you know, someone that tries to tank. So Layla is probably a big unknown. That's why I went with her, because no one is really expecting her to hit that hard. This Guinevere, this was a fantastic demolition of my defense, I gotta say. They did very well with a unit that I did not expect to do anything. I didn't even refine my Guinevere because I was like, this refine is trash. But they were able to just make it work. Very, very impressive. This is one of, well, they're going to point out or get to the spot that's one of the flaws in my, or in this specific defense. I haven't figured out a way to match all the ranges so that the threatening units can get up to that spot there that is going to be threatened by Hathrun. They have Thor eating the Flash, which is needed because Guinevere would probably die otherwise. The way to do it is to have like a dancer or something so that you can sneak around, but I currently don't have a dancer in this setup. So yeah, Guinevere, man, she did a fantastic job here. I did not think that Guinevere could do this, and she did it really well too. But yeah, when I first started, Guinevere was one of the units that I got a bunch of copies of like right away. So I was using her for everything because her weapon had that healing aspect to it. But I've just been overall disappointed by, they didn't do her justice with her refine. It could have been a lot better. They really should have put a lot more, because she's such a good character, and this is like wasted potential in terms of like the art that she has, the effective damage, all of that. I feel like they really could have went. They could have dialed it up to 100 and they just didn't. Maybe they'll do that for Legendary Guinevere, but I feel like base Guinevere deserved it as well. And being blue, that says there's something to be said about the fact that she has the blue color. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. I was hoping she'd have a lot more of a player phase in terms of being able to take out someone like Ike. And that's the main reason why I was disappointed with her refine. I don't know if like if you were like to give her a cultist strike or anything like that, if she'd be able to do it then, but that's what I wanted them to allow her to be able to do, and they didn't set her up like that. She's more of a tank, as you're seeing, and she does it very, very well. I was very surprised at how well she did here. And yeah, he cut it like really, really close. He almost didn't have enough actions to clear this, but he did it in the end. I was very surprised at, again, not being able to hit my special is what's saving them here. That's a lot of damage as well. But yeah, Lagoo's friend 4. And then this is always such a funny interaction for me, like Pavis into close combat range nuke and seeing the Pavis trigger. It's always such an interesting interaction because you think it wouldn't, but it does. It's not supposed to work like that, you know? Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But there you go. And yeah, the saves are separated, and he gets going now because, as you can see, it's turn 7, and there are like 1, 2, 3, 4 units to take out, and he actually gets it done. I was very 5 units actually to take out. I was very impressed that he was able to do it.
I have steeled my heart.
Man, she just has some of the best voice quotes, the best special animation. I was really like disappointed that they didn't do her, more justice, because the presentation it's so good. She has such good presentation. Some of the best art in the game, in my opinion. I really, really like Dornover, but yeah, just doesn't put out enough damage, unfortunately. So hopefully they rectify that with the legendary version. Even though I feel like they'll probably go the tank nuke route with her and not give her enough offensive capability to have her really work in the player phase. So unfortunate. This was so close as well. Like if she was at full health, Sita would have survived. If there was support around her, she probably would have lived that hit. But that was really lucky that they had Guild Force on their Thor there. Most people typically have Bonfire there, but very, very lucky. Well, I guess Bonfire would have probably definitely gotten the one shot. This was a misplay by the opponent here. They forgot what Formortis did, and that's why Formortis is there. I know that people will forget what he does. Yeah, that's really why Formortis is there. And again, I think I was saying this before, or in another video, in the other video that I released earlier, that there's really no reason to summon for any other armors now, because they're just all the same. If you already have a save unit that's highly invested and you gave them Shield Fighter, you really don't, it's not like 100% necessary to replace them, because Shield Fighter is still really, really good. The problem is, I was like looking at my Brave Hector, and I was wondering if I should fodder him at this point, because I don't think I'm going to be using him for anything else moving forward. Or if I should just keep investing into Brave Hector and eventually swap out his weapon. I don't know, because his weapon is a bit outdated at this point. And is Brave Hector if he's not using his weapon, But yeah, he has Shield Fighter as well. I don't know what to do in that particular situation. There's a lot of fodder that I've invested into him, so I might keep him. I don't know, to be determined. The same could be said, I've done the same thing with Harden. Fallen Harden, I have him highly invested, but he doesn't have Shield Fighter. But it's at least 20 to 25 Dragon Flowers, and it would feel like a waste to just throw that all away, I don't know, but he's not good. So I feel like that's probably what I'm going to need to do, unless the next Lance that they release is like plus $20 stats. Something crazy like that is probably what he would need to be good. But yeah, really don't need to invest into any new armors. I don't know why this opponent took so long to initiate, because they already have the Miracle Precharge and they have the potential to snipe Micaiah here and then, you know, back out, get away. They had a ton of space, so I don't know, they waited a long time to initiate here. And then this also was not something that I expected to happen. I didn't think Micaiah would move all the way down and heal from there, but then also it's because the space isn't threatened. But that's really just dumb of Micaiah to do, which was not how the defense was built. It's really annoying. But yeah, I'm surprised that they waited so long to initiate. They don't initiate until turn 5 for whatever reason, after already breaking my healing tower and getting me or getting my tanks down to significantly low health. Yeah, don't know why they waited so long.
That's my daughter.
I don't know, maybe Seth, you know, maybe they weren't getting the quad. I don't know, but it didn't matter if they were getting the quad or not, because all you really need to do, since you're already getting the miracle, is just have the team break formation, and you'd be able to clear out the rest from there, because Fjorm is locked because she's too aggressive, and someone would have been out of position, and you would have just been able to take your time to pick off the units. So I don't know. Don't see why they waited until turn 5 here, but they get the job done in the 2 turns that are left, and
don't rush in.
Kudos to them. GG's. But yeah, the miracle play, just still not a fan. I'd really want the unit to be running like this was so close as well. Look at this. 10. Ah, man, that's so close. It's really because another problem with this is that I could not get Hathram to support everyone and also keep everyone in range of Micaiah. It just wasn't working out, which I want to say is another reason why I wasn't like really like I'm not very high on this defense. I don't think it's that great. It's just maybe on a different map I could have gotten the layout a little bit better, but it also comes down to the unit choices, the units that I put into it. I really wanted to use Layla. I really wanted to use her, and you know, just to have people see that she's actually pretty decent, especially in Anima season. I feel like she works really well here. Yeah, I don't think I'll be reusing this defense anytime soon.
My daughter.
I'm probably gonna build a new one, because next up is Chaos season, and after that it's Anima again. So let's see what we get on the banners, on the legendary, and I think there should be another. 16. I don't think we'll get the legendary by then. I think it'll be a little while, maybe even during Astra season. The next Astra season that will come up will probably be around the time that the emblem unit will be available to summon. I'm definitely using Hearthfelger on defense because for Chaos season, because Tamara is a menace, and I'm not looking forward to Tamara with bonus stats. So Hearthfelger is definitely going to be on my defense. Don't know how I'm going to build the defense yet to get her to work, but if you want to get damage out, that's the unit that you want to go for. Although I'd rather if you didn't do it, because I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, let's just take a quick peek here. A lot of people here already in rank 1. It's crazy that they're still able to do it. Look at, like, this unit just came out. Like, what is man, whales keep wailing, man. But thank you for paying for the game. I am not complaining, but my god, the unit literally just came out. I have Hardy Fighter on my Summer Edelgard too. I just don't know if I want her to be a save, because, I mean, Gale Force. If she could be a save and still Gale Force, I'd take that. But it's really one or the other. Don't know what to do with my Summer Elir. Summer Elir in comparison to Dual Elir. I really feel like Summer Elir is better, but that's probably the incorrect take, because new unit better stats, of course. Stefan. This thing is so gross to play against. This is what I was talking about when I said I had a green armor with shield fighter and still got nuked. That's the reason why. And then Nino here. Yeah, Nino's really good. But yeah, man, that's it. GG's. See you in the next one.